Vaklu's saying that the Republic ship attacked first? That's madness!
Unfortunately, lie or not, it's a madness people will believe.
The timing of this is atrocious. A space battle above our skies, so many of our fighters lost?
Curiously, only Tobin's men were involved in that battle.
That shooter!
Strong word, Your Majesty, but there is no good time for news like this. I recommend we continue with our plan.
But won't that bring even more followers to Vaklu's side? Increasing his power?
For a time, perhaps. But we both know he's not the true threat. It's his unseen support from the shadows that we must drag out into the light. Then, and only then, can we strike.
I fear by then it will be too late.
Here we are, the city of Iziz. It's been shut down tight for months now. General Vaklu is close to declaring martial law. We won't be able to travel too far in the city. Fortunately, I have a friend in this quarter of the city. He's a doctor by the name of Dagon Gent. His office is on the other side of the market square. It might be best if you do the talking around here. The Onderonians have a mixed view of Mandalorians after we conquered their world.
Yeah, I suppose the lockdown has hurt your profits as well. Oh, it must be hard to shuttle people when nobody's allowed to leave. The blockade has been bad for everyone. Nothing new. Our space forces have been in full readiness ever since the space battle in orbit. Tensions are running high. All Republic vessels must be searched. And the delays are turning pilots grey before their time. And ever since the Republic fired on our space forces, things have been even slower. Bad days. Bad days. And things are getting worse. I'd get out of the system quickly if I were your friend. Well, doesn't look like you have any trade goods, so the inspection's just a formality. Here's your starport visa. Don't lose it. They're priceless right now. If you want to leave the planet, you need a starport visa. They're very hard to get. Many people want to get out of here before things get worse. There's strict food and water rationing, and General Vaklu's troops have been very thorough in finding Republic dissidents. Bombing's very common. Certainly. Mind what I said about the starport visa. I know one captain already who can't get back into the starport.
I can't believe the Republic assaulted our space forces.
In the latest news report, the ongoing space forces confirmed that a Republic military craft initiated the space battle over our planet. Sources inside the military say the first shots of the massive battle were fired by the Republic vessel, the Ebon Hawk. The Ebon Hawk is a capital-class vessel, and it destroyed 15 Onderon military fighters before being destroyed by Colonel Tobin's forces. Queen Talia is expected to make an announcement later today. Whether her support of the Republic will falter due to this attack is unknown.
Fair winds to you, off-worlder. Is it too much to hope that you are a Telosian merchant? These beasts you see here are familiar to Telos, but the Republic vessels that transport them have to wait for thorough and needlessly long searches. So the city is stacked with caged beasts waiting for their ships. We have stopped gathering beasts now, but they still feel the city. For Drexel and Ryder, the Ithorians brought wealth and prosperity. Our settlements prospered, but now they have been kept in their cages for a long time. Yet at times, I feel as if something else is affecting them, frightening them.
Beasts can be sensitive to the currents within cities and people. When such things are disturbed, the beasts may echo it.
Perhaps it is the city itself. Iziz has fallen upon dark times, and tensions run high in the streets. I am a beast rider. I have flown great distances gathering the animals you see here. We keep hoping that Ithorians or Telosians get through the Space Force's searches so that we can sell them. Telos was attacked by Darth Malak in the Jedi Civil War. The surface was completely destroyed. The Ithorians have been searching for appropriate wildlife to create a new Telos, but their merchants are stalled by the blockade. Our people have been here for centuries, though we were not always one with the wilds of Onderon. In ancient times, our people were criminals, prisoners who were cast out of Iziz and sentenced to die by the beasts and wilds. But our ancestors learned how to survive and even tame the mighty beasts. They became our strength and companions. We fought endlessly with Iziz for resources and survival. But 2 generations ago, an Iziz princess named Galia and a great beast rider hero, Oron Kira, married. They united our peoples. But now things are unraveling. Even the beasts can smell it in the air. Many beast riders have fallen to the city ways, and some are now no more than common thugs. Queen Talia and her cousin General Vaklu argue in open councils. The beasts stir from the changes in the wind and cannot be calmed, and we beast riders find it harder to enter the city each day. No one is to leave the city without the starport visas. It chokes passage in and out of Iziz. They have been kept in their cage.
Beasts?
Perhaps. These beasts you see here are but the Republic vessels that transport them. We have stopped.
What? Run! The bomber is out of control!
Say, I had heard stories, but I assumed that they were fledgling riders, or simply tales that grow in the telling. Not since my first Drexel have I lost control of a beast. I apologize profusely. Here, I give you these credits for the danger I put you in. The beasts grow more agitated by the day. The stories say that the smoldering fires of city, as you've just seen, when they get that way, not even a skilled beast.
Halt, off-worlder. You'll have to answer some questions before you go into the city. What is your business on Iziz? Why not? I can see you have no crates or cargo, and your ship is obviously not affiliated with the Republic. You're free to go. Don't lose your starport visa, otherwise you won't be leaving for a long while.
Let's hurry this up. I want him escorted out of here quickly.
This is outrageous. I'm not a spy. I'm a journalist for Iziz Com.
You're a Republic spy, and your propaganda will be silenced. We are taking you back to our barracks for interrogation.
Well, you can't be serious. You accuse me of propaganda? I have proof that Vaklu is withholding information on the so-called Republic.
One more word of treason out of you. What are you looking at? This is none of your business.
Please, ma'am, help me. Vaklu's troops won't listen. I'm just a journalist, not a spy.
This spy has been using his position as a journalist to spread lies and dissent among our people. No doubt he's been up to other treasonous activity as well.
But that's just crazy. I was a member of the Resistance. I fought in the Mandalorian Wars.
Yes, and your disloyalty now deeply sickens me. What do you mean? I like the way you think. Men, let's...
But no, wait. You can't do this.
Please, Captain, help me. My children and I are desperate to... My husband was killed by General Vaklu's troops. Our home was seized, and we were cast out. We have seen many wars on Iziz, and I know war is coming. I want to spare my children from bloodshed. The military is divided, some supporting the Queen, others supporting General Vaklu. Their arguments over seceding from the Republic become angrier and more public every day. General Vaklu has said that if the Queen doesn't rule with the consent of the people, she has no right to the throne. Things could get bloody. My husband, he was part of the Iziz Council. He was a strong supporter of the Queen and the Republic. His views weren't always popular. Over time, he became convinced that Vaklu was trying to kill Queen Talia. He tried to kill Vaklu to protect the Queen. The conspiracy was discovered, and he was shot during the arrest. What he did was wrong, and our life has been so difficult since then. I just want to get off this planet and start a new life. Please, help us. No one else will.
You have the look of someone used to adversity, a cut above the rabble around here. I have a business proposition for you. Everyone around here begs and pleads night and day for open starport visas. Very touching how well they act out their lies. Or truths. It doesn't matter, really. What does matter is credits. Hard currency. I offer you 2,000 credits if you find an open starport visa. You won't find a better deal. Does it matter? Truly matter? No. I have no sad story. I just know people who will pay a great deal for an open starport visa. The credits are your share of my profits. The visas are very rare, but I have a feeling you may come across one. I only know of one person who might offer something comparable, and what's going on there is illegal. I'm a legitimate trader, so there's no risk. There's only one thing ultimately more important than money, and that's your life. She's trouble. I wouldn't deal with her. I want nothing to do with her. If you want to get involved with that sort of person, you'll have to figure it out on your own. No, I don't think so. It's really very simple. We don't have anything more to talk about, unless you get an extra visa.
Welcome to what must be the smelliest place in the universe, Offworlder. How can I assist you? Ithorians have been buying them to help rebuild Telos. I don't know why, but ever since they started, the Beast Riders have been crawling out of the woodworks to sell them animals. But the Republic blockade has meant long delays, and because of that, beast cages are filling up the streets of Iziz.
That's an air defense tower. The city's filled with them. Iziz is an ancient city, and for many generations, our main enemy was the Beast Riders that lived outside the city.
Towers like these were built to protect us against Drexel and their beast riders. A Drexel is a flying beast. Huge creatures with teeth the size of your arms. Lethal, and skin like ferrosteel plates. Somehow the beast riders figured out how to tame them years ago. That's a long story. You sure you have the time? Someone else who likes history, huh? All right. It protected for about 50 years by the... It's hard. Citizens... Certainly. These are troubled times. You've probably heard... I've been warned from command to keep my opinions to myself on... Ask around. Times are too complex for a simple soldier. If you say anything bad about a superior... The politics of the day is probably the most talked... Opinions are like Gizka around here. Stay out of trouble.
Please tell me you're an off-worlder. You came from the space... But this is good news. You have a starport visa, right? I can only sell my best weapon.
Watch it, Keg. The captain already has enough complaints about you.
No need to be alarmed, my foreign friend.
There must come a time when the Queen bows to the will of the people. The Republic has brought nothing but war and death. In our 50 years of flying their colors, we have had more war than the past millennia. Back General Vaklu in his effort to make her see reason. We do not need the Republic. They need our resources, our world, and our blood. For all that we have given, now we get nothing. The Republic is weak and falling apart. It's Jedi who's... Are you with me? No, they take from us. They are like Minox, sucking energy and...
That's enough, Ponlar. If you keep this up, you're going to spend time in detention.
You can't silence me forever, soldier. But I'll keep my peace. For now. If I speak more right now, the soldiers will arrest me. Perhaps they...
These are dangerous times. People like Ponlar aren't making it any easier.
Unnecessary observation. Targets acquired. Annoying recitation. Let us proceed to facilitate communications. Recitation. And bring about the termination of hostilities.
The rumor I've heard is that you don't fully agree with our Queen and her supporters. If you aren't adverse to Queen Talia stepping down, we could use your help. It would be quite worth your while. I am a strong supporter of General Vaclu, the merchant. It is one of the few districts that is directly connected to the royal palace. The Queen and her this presents complications for Vaclu.
Whatever course you wish to take, aiding this woman may be useful. We may gain Vaclu's favor, or learn more of his plans. Either way, helping Anda should be carefully considered. Holding vendettas is a weakness. An open mind can unlock many doors.
Kawanabota ayuka taigwa kankidora. Yasora
Dahupa, bosa curata, go, jujutu, kavadumpa, munsuru, kuplalia.
Mogachi norta hirembe wanachi, kaki mogo krab.
Kawanabota yuntatanga.
Kawanabota ayuka taigwa kanki.
Kavadumpa, munsuru, kuplalia. Kawana. Tonghite mosi jochia.
Tahirembe wana kompaile mokata. Ta kom taktu. Kawana bota ayuka taigwa kankidora.
Moloda nau. Kawana bota yun.
Chinor cream so chinor klelen chul wole felen silo.
Dovrei kun mili wosas.
Kawana bota ayuka taigwa.
Kavadumpa munsuru.
The sky ramp is restricted to military personnel. The sky ramp leads to the battlements, and this particular ramp leads straight to the... I'm the one in charge.
Loyalty can prove an effective wall to your talents. But there may be a way to undermine it if one looks for it.
I suggest you move along. There's no chance of that, Offworlder.
Tinachara. Graracha, Ganowiso, Totorando Crane, Tarando Nosh, Wanahoto, Rakichi Sa, Donacinto Norokipa Shakani, Rakichi Sa, Donacinto Norokipa Shakani, Dakosha, Nichotono, Ponta Chacorzo Waman, Gotashjuna Rananashani, Visitisa Cholo, Jumkarantaka, Chonobograwe. Tatiya Bahasanshan, Honka Kilikun.
Tobin, or is this a preface to another of your failures?
Consider the whole field, Tobin. Why would a Jedi risk all of this just to come to Iziz?
The crew of the Ebon Hawk is elusive, General. We were warned about that, but we still underestimated them. But the fools are here, in Iziz. The intel on this is certain. I'm ordering men loyal to us to take care of them now.
I think I have an idea. Hold that order. Have her watched instead. The Jedi may prove a solution to another one of our persistent problems.
I told you before, I was a... General Vacklew. The wall is the barrier between Iziz and the great... I was requested to go... My personal feelings... I feel a little lightheaded. Let me tell you what I feel. I have many good years of service left in me. I feel like I'm being set aside. They said they needed their best men here, but Skyramp duty has always been relegated to fresh officers. I can't imagine it would come to a civil war, but you might be right. Maybe the reassignment was for the best.
Back again, Off-Worlder? Actually, I wasn't telling you about it before. Like I said, I was warned by... Ask around, though. Times are too complex for us. If you say anything bad about a superior officer, they call that disrespecting the rank. The politics of the day is probably... Opinions are like Gizka.
Yes, tell them what you really think, Riken.
I don't think so. It's not that...
Are you implying something?
The only thing I'm implying is that... I'm doing... This top... Ithorians have been buying them, but the... That's an air... Towers... A Drexel... Nah, so... Someone else who likes history, huh? All right. It protected them. For aid, they learned... About 50 by the end. It's hard. Citizen. So, these are... I've been... Ask a...
Yes.
I don't... What I really mean? General Vacklew... Vacklew may be a war hero, but everything he's done since the war has been poison for us and the Republic. There are rumors, always spoken quietly, that he has made alliances with dark powers. Things worse than the Freedom Nad movement from our past. I think...
That's enough! You may be the Queen's pawn, Riken, but you will not rail against a brilliant general like Vacklew.
Can't you see it? He's slick with words, but Vaclew's inner circle are responsible for dark deeds. Anyone that speaks out against him is labeled a rebel spy. You think the Republic needs a few hundred spies in Iziz? Most spies are picked up in raids and never heard from again. It's just wrong.
I will see you are relieved of your command for this. Your mouth just ended your career. No matter how distinguished your war record is, it is over.
I don't know how much more help I'll be. Won't be in the military too much longer.
Do not use the Force as a crutch. You have survived long without it. Do not use it to weaken you.
You're back to visit. I've heard the news. Here are the credits we talked about.
This is Dagon Gent's place. He's not the best doctor you'll ever meet, but he's well connected in this city. Doesn't look like he's here right now, though.
You looking for Dagon? You're not gonna find him here. A soldier captain was murdered at the cantina real good. They got some suspects at the tower. From what I hear, Dagon Gent is one of them.
He's certainly capable of it, and probably stupid enough to get caught. But we need him, suspicion of murder or not.
It's the turret tower on the other side of the market. Captain Riken is the man to talk to. If you talk to him, tell him I got his 20 credits.
Vi som mogo dosi sheba dente skun mos branta soju. Da come just mag. Yatuka u kavadumpa.
It's the Offworlder. Listen, let's keep this brief. I've probably lost my command already because of the conversation we had. I don't see how it could get worse, but the galaxy has a funny sense of humor about that. We certainly do. He and several other people were picked up in connection to a murder. Captain Sulio. She was in charge of the Starport checkpoint. A good soldier. Your friend was one of the last people that saw her alive. So far, he's just a suspect. But if he did it, the punishment is death.
Dagon Gent is the only person I know with the contacts to help us out. We need to get Dagon out of custody.
Until we either eliminate him as a suspect or find the real killer. Dagon has quite a record with the authorities. The Colonel thinks that murder isn't too far a stretch for someone like him. No way. We're under orders to make sure no one sees the murder suspects. Command is taking this very seriously. I know Dagon personally. He's one of the worst doctors I've ever heard of. But I can't see him deliberately killing someone. He was one of the last people seen with Captain Sulio in the cantina. Ask around there. I've heard he's got a good motive for killing her. If you can somehow clear that up and prove it wasn't him, Command will cut him loose. If I say any more, I'll get in trouble. Stay out of trouble.
You have befriended the seer. Her species does not see as we do. They perceive the galaxy through the Force, and it is how she found you. It is a rare gift squandered on her people. The Sith carry the battle to you, and you spare them. And as we travel, the empty places of this ship are filled. I hope your thoughts in this matter are clear. If you take her on as a servant, know that the Sith meet their end at the hands of their apprentices. It is not something I would wish to happen to you. This one you have saved has other masters. Though blind, she has ties to darkness. Her presence here is a threat to us, to you. Do not underestimate her or her loyalty. Then you are learning. Did he? And what do you make of that? You are right to trust your instincts. Something is wrong. It is only a matter of discovering what and why. If your instincts lead you to an answer, seek me out. Perhaps we will discuss more. Ask, and I will answer. He, if he can truly be called a man any longer, is one of the dark lords that pursues you. I do not think he knows what you are. Not yet. He spared the Miraluka, and that may have been the last shred of feeling that exists within him. Keep his slave close to you. I suspect there was a reason he spared her, and perhaps a reason that she survived when the rest of her people and the Jedi did not. Entertain what illusions you will. I am too tired to argue them with you. One cannot have power of that magnitude that her master possesses and still think and perceive the universe as we do, as most of us do. I had hoped that you would not have to confront him, but her presence here has changed all that. You will have to meet him in battle. You must be prepared to sacrifice the blinded one. Perhaps her death will buy you the time you need to deal with her master. Entertain what illusions you will. I am too tired to argue them with you. Perhaps he is bound to her, as I am bound to you. If so, there may be a death served by hers. You must be prepared to sacrifice the... Ask. Atris herself is not as familiar to me as perhaps she should be. Yet I feel I know her, yes. Because Atris's path is one I walked long ago, and it is a chapter of my life that has been read and closed. She has taken the first steps, I think. We shall see. Surely you felt the righteous anger, the spoken judgments, the lack of forgiveness. I was a historian once, gathering the relics of the Jedi, learning the ancient mysteries. Always there were more questions. One quickly learns that the Jedi Code does not give all the answers. If you are to truly understand, then you will need the contrast, not adherence to a single idea. That is why Atris and the others blamed me, sentenced me. They believed me responsible for Revan's fall. You have already asked much. I do not wish to speak of this any longer. Ask. I misspoke. I know of them, yes, and how much like beasts they had become. Combined, united against the Jedi, they command legions of Sith. One bathes in pain, and the last is a creature of betrayals. Yes, of pain he is like the others. Even now she is difficult to see. She must remain. In this you must trust me. He, if he can truly be called a man any longer, he spared the Miraluka and keep his slave. Perhaps you must... It is a technique. It cannot be taught. Yes, and he fed upon its destruction. Power? You would be wrong. There is no strength in the hunger heap, and it devours. Nothing is impossible with the Force, and like it, do not think. The sect of assassins, and that is why they... As much as one may use the Force to bolster the wills and strengths of others, instead of sending one's will through connection, then you understand how terrible such a power is. It is he is a breach. It is not something he can direct. Force sensitives and worlds. That is why where the Jedi gather, and he cares. And when the Jedi are dead, he will feed on. There is no future in the empty galaxy he sees, and that is what. You must. It is a tech. You would be, and nothing is, and do not this and that. And? Ah, her people are not prone to violence. You are right. If ask. The time to hide your presence is coming to a close, and you will need to increase your training. You are ready. Your training must increase, and there are higher mysteries you must learn. But only you must know the path you will take. I cannot choose it for you. Is it battle that stirs you? To meet an enemy blade upon blade? Such is the way of the greatest of Jedi warriors, the weapon masters. Or perhaps it is investigating the mysteries of the galaxy, seeking out injustice and harm, and bringing it into the light. Such is the way of the Jedi watchman in the time of Ulic Qel-Droma and Exar Kun. Or perhaps your way lies upon the ancient mysteries, and to teach others the ways of the Force, as I have, the way of the Jedi Masters. It is not some great test you require to be what you strive to be. It is only your decision to find that path that matters. From here on, you guide your destiny. But in order to take the next steps, you must face your past and put it to rest.
Nice to meet you, Sentient. Are you interested in a foul business, that is? Like know him. He's probably my best friend on this planet. Never. Dagon thought very highly of the good captain. I did too. She had a sharp wit, that one. Sad to see her go. Know him.
Malampruta Kawana bota yuntata Chon mungachino tai Kawana bot Chone mulera Kavadumpa munsur Takometak Dovre Kavadumpa mun Dahupa Mulibrau.
This room is reserved. Right when I thought. Sorry. That I can do. All I need to know. Fine. Pleasure doing business with.
How can I help you?
We need a word with you outside. Let's take a walk. Someplace quiet.
Now wait just a moment.
I hear your daughter just turned 4, is it? Good age. And a pretty young wife. Don't make this hard, Galisi. I just want to talk.
All right, let's go.
What do you want? Not really.
I thought it was you. I was one of the ground troops. Enough. That's the... I... After the Jedi, Yvonne. And... Thank you. What do you... Dig up? It's...
Assuming we get Dagon free, we're going to have a few private words about this.
I don't particularly like
the... Really? You've done a tremendous service for the Republic.
Krotonoran. Tanto todos. Tumukara. Krotonoranga manatan.
That bit of information will help with clearing Dagon. But the Onderon military won't let him off that easy. They're very obstinate. Maybe someone in here will know more about what happened that night.
Welcome back. Found. I was cleaning up. She was quite the next. Just.
It might.
You need any more work done, just come to me. Huh. I know. She's a beast.
Nobody we talked with mentioned a droid. This...
You need any more? Huh. That Bith keeps buying droids. I wouldn't tell you. That Western Square one.
I am 1B. Entity by the market. Thank you.
Kif.
There's got to be some. That's all I want. Don't. Many quit the I see that. Because we'll. It's a small.
You can't be the one that fought with those bounty hunters. Only some sort of crazed woman. The one cham. The hoopa, boss. Kawana bota yunta tanga kinamatora. Ta yaita, ta bosananansata.
Hello there. What is this? Oh my, she's dead.
Kawana bota yunta tanga kinamatora. Ta yaita, ta bosananansata.
Welcome back. Fab, if it'll help Dagon, you got it. There's no way that Dagon could have done it. I saw him coming from his office. That's the opposite direction of the marketplace. We should go talk to Captain Riken and clear all of this up.
Nico, is it? And the off-worlder. What brings the two of you here? That's a bold statement.
It's a long story, so bear with me, Captain. The night of the murder, I was playing Pazak. It was a prosperous night.
That should do it. We still don't know who killed Sulio, but this will greatly assist our investigation.
You have been ordered off this investigation, Captain. I hope you can explain yourself.
I had nothing to do with this, sir. This citizen found information about Captain Sulio's murder. It's material to the investigation.
We've already got our man. Sulio and this Gent were fighting the night she was murdered. He had ample motive. Have you read the report? Some of the things Sulio called him were vile. You expect me to believe...
It's absolutely true, Major. I was a friend of both of them. They've done this dozens of times. Bahima, the bartender, can confirm it, as well as half a dozen other people.
I see. Well, there's still the fact that he was right there at the scene of the crime.
I've already given my report, Off-Worlder. He came from his office, like I said.
The only thing that matters to me is that he was within blaster range when Sulio was killed. You have a recording? Well, I'm sure you're just misinterpreting it.
I've seen it myself, Major. Nico isn't the only one that spotted Dagon coming from his office. It really can't be Dagon Gent. The real killer is still loose.
Very well, Captain. Set Gent free, then. But if later it turns out that he did do it, it's going to be on your head.
The men will be working on getting Dagon Gent out right away. The Major sure isn't happy. You're quite a team. Together, you got the Major to back down. That's no small feat. If you head over to Dagon Gent's office, some men will bring him there shortly. Thanks for clearing this whole thing up. I could tell the justice wasn't being served, but we all have our orders. We really need to patrol that sector better.
Thanks for getting me out of there. As detention cells go, it had definite class, but I prefer being out on my own all the same. I owe you and Mandalore one. Wrong place, wrong time. Captain Sulio and I were acquaintances. I just happened to be too close when she got dead. Real shame. She wasn't bad to look at, and she could drink. No, and at this point, I don't care. Just glad to be free. She's dead now. Not like finding whoever did it will bring her back. I deal with death all the time. We all end up like her eventually. Yeah, it was. Although it looked pretty much like this to begin with. Little dirt never killed anyone. Well, maybe a few people. I give my customers a menu of options. If they go for the deluxe, I'll clean up. Patients, customers, idiotic hut spawn. Like what? Wrong? No. Not many people can help you out with that. Been several assassination attempts on Queen Talia. A Jedi Master, you say? Now that is interesting. There's a slight problem with that. The thing is, scavengers have already looted most of my stuff. Most of it's garbage. So here's the punchline. I need those. The Kells gang, she's in the... Just get... Have you found the encrypted... Like that?
What do you want here, Off-World? You? And just how do you intend to do that? It isn't for sale.
Do you have a visa yet? I had... So what... So what do you want for it? Oh. Here you go. Are you satisfied? You are? Done. Are you satisfied with your payment for the visa? You aren't? Then what would you like instead? Done.
Yet. I won't be able to get a hold of my contacts from the palace without it. Great going there. With these, I'll check my contacts at the palace. I should be able to get a meeting with your Jedi Master shortly. You got anything you need to take care of in the quarter, you best do it now. You're dealing with serious politics by contacting him. If things go bad during a meeting, you may not be welcome in Iziz anymore. Perhaps never. Just let me know if you want to go through with this. Yeah, I'll get on it.
Is this meeting a trap? I can't afford to lose you, especially given recent events.
Anything could be a trap. Vaklu is no fool. But if the message is true...
Is this necessary? I can guarantee your safety in the palace, but outside these walls the General has many men that would do anything for him.
Nothing in life is certain, Your Majesty. But I feel something. There is a disruption in the Force. I must investigate this.
Very well. But please, be cautious.
Aren't I always?
That's what I was afraid you'd say.
Well, the meeting is on. Head straight to the cantina. You guys should be in there. And no offense, but I hope I never see you again.
You must have gone through a lot to arrange this meeting. The palace is at full battle readiness. Smuggling in a message is no small task.
Kavar, the famed Jedi Guardian. The Mandalorians counted on the fact it would be you, not Revan, who would lead the Jedi against us during the Mandalorian Wars. I wonder how we'd have fared against you. I thought you were killed fighting Malak during the Jedi Civil War.
It seems my former student keeps curious company. Strange times lead to strange alliances, though. No, I survived the war, if only just. Why are you here? I imagine that you hold little love for any on the Jedi Council anymore, even an old friend. I'm not sure how well placed your faith is. I feared you would harbor dark feelings because of our treatment of you. You have to understand that it was a time of great uncertainty. We just learned that Darth Revan was back with an armada. Every Jedi that went with him was lost, corrupted, and as dark as their master. And then there was you. Many thought you were a spy, but there's more to it than that. And I think you deserve an explanation.
Am I interrupting? In orbit, I thought for sure that the Ebon Hawk was mine. I was certain, only to see you slip through my fingers during the battle. Imagine my delight to discover you were on Iziz, Quite careless, if you ask me. Get them, men, and watch your aim. Civilian casualties cause a mess of paperwork.
I must return to the palace. I'll get word to you when I'm able. Run!
What have you done to my men? Blast! Men, take care of her. I won't let Kavar escape.
For the sake of subtlety, I suggest we avoid using grenades and any other weapons that may injure civilians in this battle.
Stop the fighting! Stop! Sergeant, take care of the witnesses. I'm sorry we had to do that. Appearances have to be maintained, and I'm afraid we don't. We have allies, terrible allies, but we have to maintain. Exactly. That way they're satisfied that we are still loyal to them. I assume you want to know more about a Sith Lord. No idea of the name. The General believes the Republic. We'd like. Eventually. Besides, the Queen has lashed her future to an alien. But Vaklu wants Onderon. You must make a choice.
Vaklu is a political. You can trust his offer. No, you didn't.
That can easily be. Like I told you, the men outside will try to.
What's happening in the West Square? It sounded like battle. Command's ordered comm blackout. Do you know what's going on? What? Why? Are you sure it wasn't some of those beasts? You must be mistaken. Just head to the safety of the Merchant Square, citizen. We'll send a patrol to investigate as soon as we can contact our HQ.
Thank you for the conversation earlier. It was good.
You know what to do. Let's do it! Get it!
It's going to be some time before they forget about us here. No more trips to Iziz for us until the situation changes. A lot.
Unnecessary observation. You are eliminating many of us Jedi. But such actions only delay the inevitable. Annoying recitation. Let us proceed to facilitate communications. Recitation. And bring about the termination of hostilities.
We're back. The shuttle is going to stay docked here until further notice. I'm not ready to part company yet. It sounds like you have a lot of traveling to do. So do I. I'm going with you. The Sith have taken a particular interest in you, and you could use an extra blaster. I've been meaning to leave Duxon to look for other Mandalorian clans anyway. Mandalore leads all of the Mandalorian people, not just a single clan. In order to revive our people, the clans must be reassembled under me. They could be anywhere. You seem a magnet for trouble. Mandalorians are too. I have a feeling that if we travel together, it would work to our mutual advantage. But that's enough for now. We'll have time to talk later.
The Ebon Hawk is patched up and ready to go. When you're ready to depart, we can ask the guide here to take us back to the ship.
I wanted to make sure that we have some things clear. Right now, we both seek the same goals, whatever our reasons may be. The Sith must be stopped. If they destroy the Jedi, the Republic will fall and my people will be eradicated or enslaved. To survive, I'll help you. But as Mandalore, I have another duty. The unification of the clans. After our defeat at Malachor, the survivors spread across the Outer Rim, many taking up work as mercenaries, or worse. But they cannot have fallen so far that they will not recognize a new Mandalore has been chosen. One who will restore our people to glory. I'll fight beside you, but I'm warning you, don't get in my way. I'm not asking for help. I'm just asking you to let me do this. Cross me, and I might have to reevaluate our arrangement. After the Sith are dealt with, you can turn your attention to us. Or maybe we can forge an alliance of our own. Our next battle need not be fought against your Republic. Consider what I've said. Now, is there something else you needed? I am Mandalore, leader of the Mandalore, but I will not be. Now, is there...
Ready to head back to your ship? Give the word and I'll take you there. Follow me.
So you fought against the Mandalorians in the war?
I was part of the war effort, yes. I worked as a technician, though.
But you fought on the front lines. To a Mandalorian, there is honor in that.
I could do without your Mandalorian honor. I saw the results of your honor, the absolute destruction your warriors brought. And look at them now. Mandalorians are little better than mercenary thugs. And what's honor to someone like that? All they care about are credits.
If I were you, I'd pick your words more carefully.
You fought for no cause other than to spread suffering and pain to the people you conquered.
Maybe that's what it looked like to you, but that isn't why we fought. We fought for honor and glory in the heat of battle.
You did nothing but murder innocents.
The Republic took us too lightly. We wanted to face the full force of their army. We had to goad them to fight.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. If you ask me, you Mandalorians just got what you deserved at Malachor.
Defeat is part of a warrior's life. We will recover, stronger than before.
Doesn't it even bother you that your people were almost destroyed? Or do lives have no meaning to you?
People die in war.
Well, I'm glad to have you guarding my back.
Fine by me.
My life for...
Diagnostic. HK-47 activated. Running checks through primary systems. Assessment. It appears I have suffered considerable damage and dismemberment, and my central control. Answer. I do not... Extrapolation. Perhaps someone was all... Answer. If further... Recitate. Oh. Answer. Answer. State. As I have... Statement. State in it that... State in... Hypothetic. Yeah. Statement. Statement. Consolate. Statement.
Something up?